Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Bacchus, and this is episode 258 of Altadena Talks. This is Friday, and here's my co-host.
Good morning. I'm in the middle. Oh, I need to turn this light on, huh? Because I'm a little bit dim.
Stuck in the middle with you.
I am Antoinette Tony Bailey Rains. I get a whole name.
She's the devil's advocate right now.
Me?
Good morning, everyone.
Never.
I'm Jamal Smith, and welcome. Happy Friday, real quick.
Happy Friday.
Oh, yeah. Burn, baby, burn. I heard somebody say happy Friday.
End of the first full week of January 2026.
Right.
Exactly.
I got to remember to write 26.
Yes.
I've been writing 25.
Right, like when we were in the 200s, you kept saying 20.
Oh, God. 2000.
You were like making them 2000.
2000.
I don't know why that was happening. My brain was malfunctioning.
Hey, forward thinking.
Hey, whatever. Oh, he got his hooch this morning.
Oh, shoot. So the reason why I put it like this is because it looks better on Instagram.
When I took the picture down at Resort, it reverts back to the other view. So that was my
Oh, is that what it does?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, you got your hooch, and I'm drinking this smoothie, and every time I take a swig, I go, because it's tart. The berries.
Well, here's the funny thing.
Oh, is that what that was?
Mm-hmm.
Morning, Marcus.
I got a whole case of water right here. I started drinking
What?
water.
This is my
Brian is drinking
every day.
water?
smoothie on.
My I'm swelling. That's
Okay.
why.
Yes, Marcus. I do have the hooch. I am the hooch
As
dog.
his hooch.
That's right.
Good morning, Marcus.
Okay, so
Andrea Morseburg. Thank you for chiming in. Tuning in.
we have to now focus on keeping our podcast Altadena based, as if we haven't been doing that.
It's always been Altadena base. How many times have I said, not that I don't care about Palisades, Pasadena, or Sierra Madre. I'm an Altadenian. I'm from Altadena since 1968, and I'm going to focus on Altadena. I've been saying that for a year now. And so, again, we know Sierra Madre, I believe, lost 10 homes. Bless them. Hope that they are recovering and doing their rebuild or whatever they need to. I think Pasadena had 110, and then we know Palisades. But I'm not from those places. I guess technically I am a Pasadena, Altadena, so Dena girl, but I don't know anything about Pasadena as far as really, doing anything there, because I came home from the hospital, Queen of Angels in LA, where I was born October 29th, 1965. And we lived on Pasadena Avenue around the corner from the Rose Bowl. But from birth till 2.5 when you're a toddler and don't know nothing about nothing. So I don't claim Pasadena, because then we moved to Altadena, June of 68. And I started with preschool at Loma Alta Park at 3, and then Audubon, Loma Alta, Elliott. You guys know the story. So for me, Altadena is really all I know. But apparently I stumbled upon Altadena to talk about it on my Tech Focus podcast, which is the Tony Raines podcast, which does not exist. Never has.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you had your own show, right?
I have my own podcast, apparently, according to Jim Jordan and
Big
Kevin
production.
Kanye.
Now we negotiated the contract to steal you away from your own podcast to go join us.
Thank you. Look, I would not be on here. I think next Friday is the anniversary date of Altadena Talks. And you specifically, Brian, started it as a response to losing everything in the house that you lived in, losing all your possessions, all your equipment, because you've been in tech for decades. You've been doing nonprofit work, establishing nonprofit for decades. You're a serial entrepreneur now for decades. And you worked from home and you lost everything, all your servers, everything, right? Cameras, everything. So
that's where people met.
Right.
They met at the house. The clients came to the house. I mean, we had a whole separate section, like an office style room to meet people.
And my understanding, I think I've learned it enough in this past year, is after doing that, you, with the clothes you had on your back, which is what you left with, went to Brookside Park when you found out they were giving away cases of water and jackets and stuff, and went and got some things and went live and had, I believe, 10,000 views or something.
Yeah, like 15.
11, 15. Okay. And then because you and Jamal are so close and grew up together, he was like, bro, you got to keep going live. You got to keep going live. You and I were connected on Facebook, and you saw all of the reports or resources that I was sharing every single day, and they were accurate.
Yeah, non-tech based.
They were all for Altadenians to go and get resources or help. And you saw that they were accurate. So you told Jamal, we got to bring this lady on.
Mm-hmm. And you thought it was only going to be for one segment.
I did, because you were like, hey, Tony, can you come on and talk about all that? I was like, sure. And during that show, Kimberly Green, who we all know and went to Mirror as well. And you know, the funny thing about our connection or whatever is I love to cook. Kim loves to cook. One day I either picked up something or took something to her, and she gave me the address. And when I went over there on Pasadena Avenue and she answered the door, I said, girl, you live in my old house. Just joking with her, right? She said, what do you mean? I said, this is literally where I came home from the hospital and lived until my parents moved us to Altadena at 2.5. She said, are you kidding? I was like, no. Ivan Montgomery lived behind us. That's why we call each other cousins, because that's my first like friends or people I knew, right? Mm-hmm. And she was like, what? So I was like, let me take a picture of this house to make sure. So I took a picture and I sent it to my mom. I said, isn't this the house that you guys had that, you know, when I came up from? She said, yes. And so I told Kim, and we were kind of like, wow, how ironic, right? And then
that's that 1 degree of separation.
1 degree. And then that show, when I was on the first time, she said, oh, Tony Talks. And that's how the Tony Talks name came about. Mm-hmm. And it was only on Tuesday for a very long time. And then as we started getting more people to come on, I started doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is what we still do. But it is the Altadena Talks podcast. And there is a Tony Talks segment.
Well, there's a variety of segments. There's a Wellness Wednesday.
There's a Wellness.
There's the follow-up Monday recap. There's the what we're due today is what we're going to do this weekend.
Right.
The announcements are the headliner, basically, because we really try we try to do every show with the announcements. I mean, there are some times where we don't do them, but it's probably been like 3 out of the 250 something episodes.
Yeah, well over 90% has the announcements.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, and I know right now I can't give you my year-to-date totals from last year, only because I'm not on social media this week, meaning Facebook or Instagram or whatever, because my church is fasting, and I chose to give that up in addition to what we're fasting. But I believe we have close to, or maybe over something, 800,000 views, at least.
That's just with me alone.
Oh, that's not with mine and Jamal's numbers.
No,
okay.
Not at all.
Okay,
we got over 1 million.
1 million views? Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we were at 750 plus announcements.
Like this last 28 days, we've gotten 71,000 views. Just the last 28 days.
Well, I wonder how many we've had since the story broke on Tuesday from the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Well, let's take a look at that. How about we do what is today? Let's see, today.
Today's the 9th.
Today's views have 301. We ain't even done that yet, but let's go from the 6th to the 9th.
From 6th to 9th. Because I'm thankful to them, because people that didn't know about Altadena Talks now, they do.
7,600 views.
Since Tuesday, since the story broke.
Yeah.
That the Tony Raines Show applied for a grant and was given $100,000. So anywho, that's kind of where we are. But for Fridays, and I think this one, we're going to definitely cut over shortly to Jamal for all the announcements, because we do not want to miss any of the very important events for Altadenians, Pasadenaans, Sierra Madreans, San Gabriel Valley people that were impacted by the Eaton fire specifically. There may even be some announcements for people in LA, Palisades fire, whatever, because we tend to get both. Yesterday, there were 25 announcements, I believe. And that, Jamal, tell me, is that the average almost every day now? Give or take? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was on mute. Yeah, it's around 20-ish. Sometimes it's even I've been upwards of 30 on some days.
Yeah, I think
especially closer to the end of the
30.
weekend. Well, closer to the end of the week, when we get closer to weekend, that's when a lot more activities are. I'm able to find them, and a lot more stuff pops up for the weekends. So yeah,
Nice.
we average around 20, and that
And that's
So
our
I
schedule.
have 892,000 views from January 7th to January 9th.
That's just you.
That's just me.
That's
yeah,
not mine or Jamal's
I had
numbers.
just under 80,000. Because
Wow.
I don't post or share much.
So that's almost another 100. So that's 890, 970.
And I probably
So-
have 100 plus.
So just from us three alone, we've gotten 1 million views. Not counting Altadena Talks, Facebook, the Instagrams, and the YouTubes.
Oh, that's just from our Facebooks?
All three of our Facebooks. That's the 100,000.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah, that's the
So-
1 million right there.
Oh, so then when you add the Instagram, the LinkedIn, the YouTube.
Yeah, we got another 20,000 on YouTube. Because remember, we have a following here. We've been on this platform for 15 years plus. So we got all of our people that follow and share from us. And then now people are starting to follow Altadena Talks Facebook and Instagram. And
Yeah.
we go live to both of them. So you got to remember, people that are on Instagram aren't necessarily on Facebook and vice versa. So by us broadcasting to all of these platforms, even LinkedIn now, we're able to, in fact, I stopped broadcasting on my Instagram to broadcast to one more Facebook page, which is one of my clients as a DJ lets me use this page to broadcast generally. And, he's got a 6,000 member following. So it's,
Wow.
if we had more people that would allow us to broadcast on their pages that had following, it would really blow up. But we're not really looking for that. We're just trying to use the platforms that we have access to continue to do it every day.
Yeah. I think that I would love, there was a comment from Marcus, of course, it says good morning, one love, but about West Altadena Block who gathered for their commemorative event 1 year. But I would love, Marcus, if you can, after the announcements, jump in, because we know you got the links and we know you jump in when you want to, because you are part of us. But jump in maybe in a few minutes and talk to us about that and share about what you all on West Las Flores did. Yeah. Because one thing that I forgot to talk about yesterday because we had Jarvis on, but I did go to the 1 year event Wednesday at Grocery Outlet. So we can talk about that later as well.
Grocery Outlet, bargain market.
So,
You ever hear that commercial?
are you
Right.
ready, Jamal?
Give me a second. I'm downloading some of the pictures that Marcus just
Are
sent
you
in.
ready to throw down? Yes, we are.
Oh, good. Okay, put your hair bonnet on. He's downloading the photos. He'll do the announcements. And then I will send you, Jamal. I only took a couple of videos and pics from Grocery Outlet because I was running around helping with some stuff. But I will definitely send those as well.
Cool. Well, I'm ready now. I can do them right now. Where's my thing? All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna start with. Let me take this banner off. Oh,
Already did all
thank
that.
you, B. I see now. Thank you. When I looked, I saw him, and I looked away, and then you took.
Look
him out.
away, look away, look away.
Thank you. So we have the Altadena Community Center that's available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4:30. They're located at 730 East Altadena Drive. This is where you kind of start your process for the recovery. And then when you're ready to move forward with the rebuilding and the actual, getting permits and what have you, we have a LA County One-Stop Permit Center located at 464 West Woodbury Road, Suite 210 in Altadena. They have walk-in hours Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30. You can also set up a rebuild consultation appointment Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8:30 to 12:30 p.m., as well as Saturdays from 8 to noon. You can also set up a Southern California Edison planner appointment. Those are available on Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 a.m. to noon. Now, the way you set up your appointment, schedule it, is you go to recovery.lacounty.gov/rebuilding/1-stop-permit-centers.
Remember, there's a dash in there somewhere.
And the county is actually waiving or refunding, depending upon which, category you fit in, the permit fees for homeowners who are rebuilding after the Eaton and Palisades fires. So what's happening is homeowners who have already paid their fees can have them refunded, and homeowners who've yet to pay their fees can have them refunded. Now, this is under the condition that you can demonstrate that you both owned and lived in your property prior to the 7th of January of 25. You also must be working on an eligible project, such as the replacement of your single-family home destroyed by the fires. That does include accessory structures like ADUs, pools, and garages. It also includes standalone ADUs for the temporary occupancy during the rebuilding phase. What's not eligible, though, are commercial, rental, multifamily, or temporary housing projects, or any other properties that were not damaged by the fire. Now, if you're interested in actually getting the waiver or the... Oh, you know what? I went to the wrong one. I'm sorry. I'm in the background doing something. All right, cool. So if you're interested in getting the waiver or the refund, you want to scan the QR code or go to recovery.lacounty.gov/fee-waivers-and-refunds, and then fill out the form. Once the form is completed, you can include it in an email and send that email to recovery@planning.lacounty.gov, or you can print up a copy and submit it in person. The nice thing is only one form is needed for all departments. And then CalAssist Mortgage Fund is still providing 3 months of mortgage payment assistance up to $20,000. It's free to apply, and funds don't have to be repaid. But if you do get the money, it actually goes to your mortgage servicer and not directly to you. Eligibility requirements are as follows. Your primary residence must have been destroyed or considered uninhabitable due to a qualified disaster, such as the Eaton or Palisades fire, or any other qualified disaster from the 1st of January of 23 through the 8th of January of 25. You also must have owned and occupied that home, and it can have up to 4 units on the property. You also must meet the combined income limits of $211,000. Now, if you do apply, please be prepared to provide your mortgage statement, your bank statements, utility bills, homeowners insurance or FEMA claim, as well as your proof of income. And the actual place you go to apply is CalAssistMortgageFund.org. Now, they have telephone assistance available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can get that assistance by calling 800-501-0019. If you need in-person assistance, you can go to the One-Stop Rebuilding Center at 1828 Sawtell Boulevard in LA, or the Altadena Community Center, again at 730 East Altadena Drive in Altadena. They're available 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Now, My Tribe Rise has adopted a survivor matching fund drive. This is where they had already raised $500,000, and they're now seeking to raise an additional $500,000 in matching funds to reach their goal of $1 million. What they're going to do with this money is use it as bridge funding for rent and mortgage coverage for up to 50 families. So if you're interested and you're able to, please donate by scanning the QR code on the flyer. Now, there is a Ashes to Films festival, which is taking place today through Sunday in LA. It's actually at the Huron substation at 2640 Huron Street in LA. There's going to be stories of resilience, and you can go to Huron Substation HuronSubstation.com or go to ashestofilm.org to get additional information and screening times and what have you. But there should be some pretty good films there. And then celebrating Altadena's grit and courage tomorrow from 2 to 9 p.m. at Monopoly by Wine RX. They're actually having a day full of wine, camaraderie, music, open mic, and prizes from the Playhouse Village neighbors as they gather to celebrate and commiserate with friends with survivors of the Eaton Fire. The profits will be donated to Eaton Fire organizations to directly benefit the rebuilding of Altadena. The location of this is 21 South El Molino Avenue in Pasadena. You can actually enjoy donated wines, raffles of prizes, complimentary grazing table, as well as live music.
Grazing table.
I know, that's crazy.
You're just sitting there with your mouth in the trough going,
yeah, you got to eat with your hands in your pocket.
Exactly. Bent over like you're bobbing for apples.
A continuation of the anniversary events of the Eaton Fire are continuing also tomorrow at Harambe from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Harambe is located at 1609 Navarro Avenue in Pasadena. There's going to be a live band and entertainment distribution center, which is limited to the Eaton Fire survivors, as well as free food, resource fair, and community hub. If you're interested in participating, you can actually register by going to bit.ly/Dina-relief-drive-1-year. All of those are lowercase, and you are good to go with that. All right, and we go one more. So, Neighborhood Housing Services and Restore the Legacy LA Coalition is continuing their rebuilding and recovery workshops. The next one is tomorrow from 10 to 3 at the Collaboratory, which is located at 540 West Woodbury Avenue in Altadena. They're going to be discussing interim housing and small business support, low-cost construction management, technical support to select a general contractor or architect, mission-driven real estate services, as well as estate planning legal services at no charge. They do ask that you register, and you can do so by scanning the QR code. And if you have questions, you can reach out at 213-381-2862. Also tomorrow from 8 to 2 p.m., Not EV, as well as Altadena Cars and Coffee is going to have their year one event. It's taking place at 749 East Altadena Drive in Altadena. They're going to have food from Nancy's Greek Cafe and Rodney's Ribs and much more. In addition, there'll be raffles for Trader Joe's gift cards. Part of this is also a fundraiser for one of the participants named Hippo, so he can help restore his car and bring it up to the events each Saturday. Also tomorrow,
I'm going to show up.
What's
I'm
that?
showing up in my EV.
Oh,
It's not EV is what it is. As I said, I'm
Right.
going to show up
right on.
just to harass them.
There you go. So also tomorrow is an Altadena Rebuild Expo. It's going to be a full day community driven event guiding homeowners through every stage of rebuilding from first questions to move in. It's taking place at 409 Woodbury Avenue in Altadena. The public program is from 11 to 7:15, and there will be an after party from 7 to 8:30. If you're interested in registering, you can scan the QR code. You can also get additional information about the event by scanning the QR code. There will also be some guided meditations. There's going to be 3 actual days where there'll be guided meditations at the main library community room at 600 East Mariposa Street in Altadena. It's going to be with Davon of Pasadena Meditation. So the first will be today. Next one will be on the 16th, so it'll be next Friday, and the last will be the 23rd. The meditations are going to begin at 5 p.m. If you're interested in doing that, this should be a very relaxing situation. And Sunday is going to be another, the Altadena Candlelight Vigil. So it's another event commemorating the 1-year anniversary of the fires. It's taking place at 7 p.m. at the Altadena Town and Country Club, which is located at 2290 Country Club Drive in Altadena. There's going to be ample parking around the area, but there will also be shuttle buses that will take you there. And the shuttles, they're picking you up at Lake Avenue and Mendocino. And the times that they're going to be shuttling people is going to be between 6:15 and 6:55. The early entry and hot beverage stations will begin at 6:30, but the opening ceremony will be at 7 p.m., followed by the event closing remarks and departures at 8 o'clock. And as I mentioned before, there is this pretty cool thing they have called Doors of Reflection. There's going to be prompts for connection, release, and resilience taking place January 5th through the 12th. So that's through this coming up Monday. Doors of Reflection bring 4 doors to locations across Altadena, each with different prompts that invite the community to reflect on the past year. Our written message and memories shared on the doors form a living snapshot of our collective experience. Now, here's the 4 different locations for the doors. One will be at the Altadena Main Library, which is 600 East Mariposa Street. Another will be at Fair Oaks Burger at 2560 Fair Oaks Avenue. The third will be at Grocery Outlet at 2270 Lake Avenue. And the last will be at Odyssey Charter South at 575 West Altadena Drive. The cool thing is, after January 12th, the doors can be viewed at the Eden Fire Collaboratory at 540 West Woodbury Road in Altadena. So you can kind of see what people wrote and get a glimpse and what they said, a snapshot of the collective experience. And lastly, there will be Beneath the Ashes, The Past Reimagined. It's going to be, this film will be officially premiered on Sunday, February 1st at Ogbu Cultural Center, located at 2495 East Mountain Street in Pasadena. The doors are going to open at 4:30 with the screening beginning at 5. This is a documentary film produced by Brandon Lamar and directed by Harag Yadalian. And to register, please scan the QR code on the screen. And with that, I will bring everybody back in. It looks like we have a special guest. We have Marcus. Welcome to the show,
What's
bro.
up, folks? Brothers,
How you doing, man?
brothers and sister.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Doing good.
Happy Friday to you.
Absolutely. TGIF, man.
No doubt.
Yeah. TGI 2026.
I mean, is this you guys' first Dave and Buster's?
No, actually, that was last Friday, but we didn't do it because we had a special birthday that we attended.
So you're doing it today?
No,
it's first Friday. But hold on, you guys, before we get into Marcus's block,
Something or other.
the West Los
Something-
Flores. I'm sorry, I was
something or
trying to
other.
make my brain think. There was a comment that came in during announcements that I think we should address. And it just is from Mackie Samuels. It says, Altadena Talks, instead of dealing with the ash, air pollution, and stress of the aftermath of the fires, wouldn't it be a good option for some to just sell and relocate to a better environment? So I see Brian's face before you say anything. I will say this.
Mackie Samuels, do you live here?
Wait, Brian. I said, I'm putting you on mute because I said I saw your face. And before you say something, Mackie Samuels, thank you, first of all, for joining in. And we appreciate your comment. Yes, some people have chosen that route. They have sold and they've moved. Others' homes are still for sale. But the bulk of Altadenians, we love our community. And the bulk of people there are trying to do what they need to do to rebuild. Most people don't just want to move on. But it is an option, yes, for some people. And for others, absolutely not. So I just wanted to not wait until the end of the show, or we're starting to talk about other things, and at least bring your comment up and acknowledge it and let you know that yes, it is an option, and yes, some people have taken that option.
And
Okay.
those would be the options anywhere that this kind of thing would happen.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
some will, some won't. It just is their personal situation that they have to make a decision on. So great point, and
very
it
well
is valid
stated.
for some. Yeah.
Very well stated.
Okay, so now we can move forward. I will unmute Brian, but now we will move forward with what you came on for. Yeah, I muted you when you started.
I stopped talking.
Oh, right when you, I guess, stopped is when I muted you because you were getting ready to go in. But
I feel offensive. I feel offended
that's
that
why
I've been muted. I'm censored on this show. Because right when I'm about to light somebody up, I get the reins pulled back. Anyway, I'm looking at the stats, and right now there have been over 1,100 building permits for Altadena Palisades, mostly for Altadena, which means 1,100 people are coming back out of the 6,600 structures so far.
And that's only so far.
Yeah. So, you know, and it's going to grow because, you know, the problem with people not being able to come back faster is that the permit process is slow. Even though it's been streamlined, it's still a bit slow. And I'm going to tell you why majority of it is going a little slow. The Olympics are coming here, and they've been focusing on getting all those permits done. So we're having an issue between having enough staff to do all of the permits. Why are you saying no?
Because that's not the case. And the guy that came to the meeting in La Cañada from the permitting process addressed that. And he said that that's not the case. And they right now are, when there's permit or people, the people need to go out to check on permits, it's a 2-day turnaround. The reason why it's taking about 65 days is because there are several steps to obtain your permit. And there are several different departments that have to chime in before you can get that full permit, including fire department, including others. So it doesn't have anything to do with the Olympics. Or we've got the World Cup, the Olympics, we've got 2 or 3 events, but they have the Altadena or Eaton Fire and Palisades fire stuff totally separate from those in the office that are going to be dealing with that other stuff that's primarily in the city of Los Angeles. There are some in the county, but it doesn't have to do with that. So I just want to make sure that we're accurate always when we talk about that stuff. That's all.
I stand correct.
Hey, good call, Brian, before you're censored again.
No, I'm not going to censor. You know we stand for accuracy.
It's great. Yeah. They had to do that. No, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mackie Samuels. He says, thank you for answering. The comment was meant to be helpful. We understand. We really do. For Brian, it's definitely, and Marcus, all of us, it's sensitive. But for Brian, it might be a little bit more triggering because we are just 2 days beyond the day that he had to flee his home, and just like Marcus. And so, for some, it's not as triggering or sensitive, and others it is. But we know you weren't saying that in a nefarious or negative way. That's why I wanted to address it and actually answer you. And that's why I muted Brian, because I could see his face before he even started saying anything. And I knew he was getting a little agitated. So that's the only reason that I instantly...
Yeah, nothing against you, Mackie Samuels.
Absolutely.
This whole week, I'm trying to detach from.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Everybody was going to it. And Brian is like, nope, I need to separate myself from it.
Absolutely.
All the celebrations, right?
Why are we calling it anniversary? It's not an anniversary. Anniversary is a celebration.
Yeah.
Well, it's an anniversary date, whether it's a celebration or not, and it's commemorative because also we want to honor the 19 lives that were lost, right?
That's not an anniversary.
But it is an anniversary date. We have anniversary dates for everything, not just a birthday, not just a wedding anniversary. This date, 1 year past the fires, is an anniversary date of when they happen. So we have to acknowledge it because it's going to be here forever, right? It'll be 2 years next year. 10 years down, it'll still be that anniversary date. So
it's just an annual reoccurring date. That's all an anniversary is.
That's right. But there's a total of 6,000, just so that, since we talked about that, there's, in the rebuild process, there are 2,691 permits received to right now, to date. Zoning reviews.
Eaton.
That's
the Eaton fire.
This is Eaton. As of 1/9 today, 2,691 applications for rebuild have been reviewed. Received. The zoning reviews that have cleared are 2,331. These are the different steps that I was just talking about. Parcels with full building plans received are 1,794. So that could be, because remember when the Army Corps of Engineer Colonel was on, he talked about parcel versus your actual buildings on the parcel,
Structures.
right? Structures versus parcels. So 1,794 for parcels. Building plans that have been approved are 1,441. And then building permits issued are that 1,181. This is Eaton alone. We're doing really, really well. People think it's slow, but people, full permits, almost 1,200 people. That's amazing at a year
that's
in.
like 20% so far.
Yep. And then rebuild currently in construction, this is new residential only, is 544. And there are 7 constructions that have been completed. So we're on our way.
Yeah.
And 7 might seem slow that they've completed and back home, but so much. So we're on our way. So super excited. Did you mean to put that up?
Yeah, I just threw that up there real quick while you were talking. I'll bring it back down.
Okay,
Oh no, not that one. I'm sorry, not that
Right.
one. Not that one. This one.
That's why I said, did you mean to put that? You probably put this, the permit, what I was reading.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. That's what I was like, did you mean to put? So that's what I was reading. That is on the recovery.lacounty.gov website, is /rebuilding/permitting-progress-dashboard.
Put that link in the private chat, Jamal, please.
All right,
Okay.
we'll do.
So yeah, that's where, there you go, Brian. So that's where we're at. And that's the information. I have it bookmarked because I look at it all the time. But those are the different avenues. And then there are literally different steps to when you submit your permit, and all of the different offices that it has to go through for review. And they have it where it's streamlined, so it's not taking all the time, but each different person or whatever still has to look at it. And then it has to go out to fire, because fire department has to inspect or review plans and all of that. So there's a lot that goes back and forth with permitting. Prior to the fires, it was generally a 90-day turnaround. People like Jarvis, who was on yesterday with us, said he got his in 3 weeks because he did it early on. And right now it's about, the average days are, does it say on here? I thought it did.
It does
63.
Yep.
Average business days spent with the applicant are 63. Average business days spent in county review are 31. So, 94. Average business days to permit issuance says 94.
So about 3 months.
Well, that's
Yeah.
business days, though.
So we're back at business
Oh,
days,
God.
not weekends. Yeah. So we're back at that longer amount of time because
So he might as well
everybody
say
now
6
is
months.
putting their permits in. So, but it's happening, and I'm really excited
It's
about
all
it.
progress.
Yeah, our
it's
town
all
is coming back. So now we'll go on and let you take the show away, Marcus Betts. This will be your segment, the Marcus Betts segment for today, on what you all did. And Brian, do you think we should show that Ebony video? Do you have the full video?
Yeah,
I
we
do.
could.
Oh.
I can't see
By the
it.
way, Tony,
Yes, sir.
special note for you. My wife saw the video and she wanted me to tell you directly that was a beautiful and amazing show or piece. And she came in here, just ran into the office. I'm like, what's up? Make sure you tell Tony that was great. That was awesome. And I said, okay, baby. Like,
It was Rhonda, Carson, myself,
Yeah.
and Cece in
I
that.
had no idea
it
they
was-
were
it
even
was
there
awesome.
filming. That was new to
Anyway.
me.
So Corey sent the email to us the other day with the full one. They have clips on different social medias from
Can you
X.
forward that to us so we can see it?
Forward what? The video?
The link, the email.
I'll put the email, the link of the video in. Hold on, in the private chat. Give me 1 second. But then I know they have had clips on. So they emailed us 2 days ago, and then Jill Hawkins sent out. I think it was yesterday. She saw it, and she sent the three of us, me, Stacy, and Rhonda, a text. And I had watched it. Rhonda said she hadn't yet, and Stacy said she couldn't yet. And so each of us have had to take our time with it. And I finally replied back last night to Corey. But thank you. Tell your wife I said thank you. I think they masterfully put this video together. But it took me a minute to watch it, probably several hours after the email came to me. And I finally emailed her back last night because it was so emotional.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's in the private chat, and if you guys before the end of the show want to put it up, we could watch it. Anyway, go ahead, Marcus, with telling us all about your guys' commemorative event on West Las Flores.
Yeah. So the block captain Seema, she coordinated this event for the West Altadena blocks. There's actually two, but and we're let's say we are connected by Glen Rose, so we go up that little jockey from one to the other. So, but it was for both blocks of West Las Flores,
From Fair Oaks on over.
Fair Oaks over to Olive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Where it goes like
So
this.
it was a trip, like we had planned to go, and I had to pick up my daughter, my oldest daughter, from school, Maranatha, and then head up there. And it was at that point that I realized that I hadn't taken that trip to the house in a year. Like that's when it started setting in. Like, man, I told my wife, I was like, we haven't taken this route. And I said in a long while, but then really it was exactly a year that, that we had taken that route. So we took our normal route. And I intentionally at that point, once I realized that when I hopped on the freeway, I said, I'm taking that exact route that I would have taken. So we get up to the street, we get up to Glen Rose in Las Flores. And when we came around the corner, or we walked around the corner, because it was a little down on the jockey, and just to see the amount of neighbors and everything there was powerful. It was powerful and therapeutic and emotional for sure. Yeah. And not just for me, but for the girls, for my wife. We this was really like the first time that we physically had seen a lot of our neighbors, if not since the fire, maybe since early on after the fire, Right. And so, we were able to catch up. We were able, everybody, is, looking at each other and just in awe of how we're doing, how we're looking, collectively as a community. But the best part of it was all the smiles.
That's
and the hugs.
Share real quick too.
Yeah, the hugs.
Yeah, because I know at Grocery Outlet Wednesday night we were full of hugs, and it was amazing. And I think that's what really got us through everybody being there together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one picture I wish I would have had. My daughter took the picture, but if you guys get a chance, go by Las Flores and Glen Rose, and on the Lincoln Avenue fencing. There is a part of the ceremony was, or part of the event was, there's a rack, or not a rack, but there's a display, let's just say, that says it says something. And I wish I would have had my daughter send me the picture. But what it was is we were able to write a message on a ribbon and tie it onto that.
Oh,
So it's there. It's affixed to the fence for right now, and so when you go by, you can get encouragement. You can write words of encouragement. You can you can just write your name, you can write your address, or whatever you want to do. But it was such a thoughtful way for when we were passing, going up and down from Altadena to wherever we are right now. It's something that I would encourage every block to do, because we're not seeing our neighbors, but this is a way we could, hear from them and kind of, get that encouragement from what we read or see. On top of that, the stories that we shared from yesterday. Oh, let me just mention those
That's a
two
sheriff.
mounted sheriffs. That's their job. That's their job, to go around all day to check and make sure things is cool on the construction properties.
Yep.
That there's no, shadiness, no looting and any of that with regards to construction materials. So the
just
gentleman,
the two of them.
well, he was just, I just overheard him explaining, like, no, this is what we do. This is our assignment at this time. So I don't know. I'm sure that there's, sections, like certain amount of blocks, maybe theirs is from, Lincoln to something or something, like, I'm sure it can't be the two of them, or they wouldn't have time to sit there. They
wouldn't be able to see much.
It'd be a derby.
Right.
So we talked about that a little the other day. There's now a list. Before, there was the one list that you could get on at the sheriff's office, where we would, like we did with Team Rubicon or others, we'd put up the fencing, right? The orange fences that would go and signify to the sheriffs that your home was on the list. And if somebody was seen walking around your lot, had a tent, had an RV, they would go and ask them who they were. And then they would call you directly and say, do you know this person is here? If not, they would be arrested and removed. Now there is a list, since there's so much construction happening, that people can go to the sheriff's office and get on that list, and they have budget for it. Captain Marquez told us at the town council meeting on the 16th of December that he put in for, and there is now budgeted for these dedicated sheriffs to come out, and they're not only mounted on horses, they are driving in cars and everything, and they go past the properties that are under construction that are on the list to make sure people aren't trying to break in. There's a lot in cars at night because they need the lights and everything to see, trying to steal construction materials or what may be on that lot. So yes, you're right, Marcus. They are part of that crew, and they have been budgeted that this is their only assignment for the foreseeable future. Thank you, Jamal, for bringing it back up.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And so we did end up taking a big group picture that I'm sure is going to come on our block email. And we had the mounted sheriffs in the picture also. And it was right underneath the sign. There was Las Flores and Glen Rose. And at the perfect time, it was like sunset. So everything was, there's, look in the back. That's the thing that I'm talking about with the ribbons.
That's right there by the water tower,
yes,
right?
Correct.
Oh, it's
okay. On the reservoir fencing.
On Glen Rose.
Yep.
Oh wow! How nice.
So yeah, it was. I'm telling you, that was so awesome to have that opportunity, to express whatever you wanted to express, and you can do it. You do it in silence, but then you have it there for everybody to read it at their opportunity, whenever they're visiting, whenever they're coming by. So I would encourage for every block or street or just to think of something like that for your neighbors to share how they're doing and words to provide words of encouragement. It was a very powerful evening, honestly. I'm glad we were able to make it. We were a little late, but we really all took away like a breath of fresh air, an exhale too, from the year. Like we just kind of exhaled that, and onward we go. But as a community still, and regardless of where we live, we're still that
like
community.
It was very well attended too.
Oh yeah, it was very well attended, and honestly,
that's awesome.
I realized, well, I've always known this, for the past probably decade, that my face recognition hasn't been updated. so I don't remember faces for nothing now. And
Really?
It's bad. But I'll say this, since the fire, it's been worse. I literally sometimes feel like I'm walking around in like a
fog.
Like a fog.
Yeah.
And that's how it was yesterday. Like the neighbors that were a little further away from the house, I couldn't make them out. I couldn't put the face with the names. And of course everybody, looks a little older or,
Yeah, not just the year, but all the stress and everything.
Yes, the stress. Yes,
taking out
it was a challenge to recognize all of the neighbors for me.
So Marcus, there's two things with that fog or that feeling. One is obviously your grief still because you're still processing, but the other is what our body naturally does with trauma, and it tries to protect us. So you may be in that fog because your body is trying to protect, or your brain or whatever, right? Trying to protect you because our bodies hold trauma. So when we talked about that wellness, that 2 days, it wound up being the 2 full days.
Yeah.
Like continue through your insurance or whatever, or going to things like these meditations. That flyer, by the way, was absolutely gorgeous with that water lily on it. But the resources that are still there for therapy, because your body's going to hold that trauma a long time. Yeah. And you've got to get through it at your pace as you can.
Yeah, very true. But I must say that I already had a lot of fog. I had a lot of foggy days before. I'm
trying to give you a justification, and here you are.
I gotta own it.
That's what it is.
I gotta own it.
He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth.
My chest meatballs was
You need to get some ginkgo biloba or whatever it's called. Get
your neighbors, Marcus. Did you guys make plans to reconnect and have other, like get together? In the near future, not just for the block events, just to kind of, because you guys kind of got reunited.
Yes.
For the first time.
Yes. So my next door neighbor, Jeff and Jody, they were to the west of me.
Right. The ball used to always go over there when the kids were playing.
Yes. And you and I have golfed with Jeff out at Sierra Lakes.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So we were able to connect, and that was a powerful, reconnection, and we had crossed paths, like within a week, like 3 times early on, and we were just like, it was just crazy how that was happening. But then we hadn't seen each other, I would say, probably since March. But Jeff and I, we check in on each other because that's what we do. That's what we've always done.
Sure.
Is he has my number, I have his. We've always had that. So we would encourage each other, support each other, and check in on each other throughout this whole year.
Yeah.
But to able to see him and get a hug and to share that hug was
everything.
It was needed. I don't know if that even came out, but it was needed.
Yeah.
That for us to share that,
you know what I've heard the most throughout this whole event is the power of a hug has
Yeah.
been underappreciated,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? Underrated, and at times like this, it means so much, and it's brings resilience to the people who actually embrace one another.
Yeah.
It allows you to release a lot of stuff that maybe you had pent up as well. But there's
Yeah.
power behind that embrace, and I think we
Yep.
need to provide more of that to one another for sure.
I agree.
I'm glad you're able to get that.
I just sent a message to a couple of the moms from Rosebud, and they call me Cheer Dad. That's my name. That's my title. You
Hey,
know.
I'm
Nice.
gonna be up there
Uh,
with you because I
Yeah,
remember
Jamal.
I
Me and
remember
Jamal,
the
we was a hell of a team, boy. We brought home some trophy. We brought
Hey,
home some hardware.
I'm gonna find the video somewhere. We'll show that one day.
Man, we gotta find that. Yeah. So with like Stacy, Jackie, Cynthia, and Coach T, I sent them a message yesterday, just telling them I've been thinking about them all day, and just wanted to send them some love and to acknowledge and appreciate their grace and their strength, enduring this journey to this point.
Yeah.
And then one of them responded back, sending air hugs and kisses, and I said, I need to see y'all in person because air hugs don't last long enough for me, and they don't. That actual hug is what will hold you over till the next time. Or a kiss or whatever, but that physical interaction is what's going to hold you over better. Now, air hug would do for the moment, but an actual physical interaction is what is what will take you further. And that's what my neighbor Jeff and I shared yesterday. Hearing his wife Jody just mentioned, her conversation with Jeff with regards to the importance of Jeff receiving a phone call from me with regards to notifying him of the state of our properties shortly after, on the 8th. He just felt that it was perfect that he heard it from me versus anyone else, because of our bond, because of our similarities in family makeups, where he has all daughters, I have all daughters. We both have beautiful wives, powerful wives, and our journeys are similar in that aspect. And so he just felt that it was just perfect that it was me that told him, even though it was a disaster, that it came from me. And it was crazy because he had shared that with me through a text. But to hear that he shared it with his wife was like, wow, like it really meant that much, because a lot of things that you share with somebody, you don't share with your spouse, you just share it between those people. But when you share with your spouse also, it adds additional weight to whatever the message was or whatever the impact was. And so, it was so great to see Jeff and Jody and to hear that they're doing good and so we have arranged to connect and do a lunch in the very near future. And so there was that opportunity to do that as well, so that we can continue to encourage and support each other through the journey. And I've said it several times, like, we're still at the beginning of this, and we need to be in that mind frame to be able to endure it. If we think because we have a couple of houses built that we're at the middle of it or the end, folks are gonna be fooled in thinking that it's we're here. We're getting there for sure. But we definitely got to make sure that we are setting ourselves up to be able to endure this entire journey, But it was so good to see everybody, and so good to hug and appreciate everybody. And we did have a moment of silence, for those that we lost, which was powerful because that moment of silence lasted until everybody was able to give all the respect to them. It wasn't time, it wasn't like a minute or whatever.
Right.
It wasn't just until everybody was finished. So that's just how Altadena is, man.
Yep.
Man, that was a
folks don't understand that.
Most will not. Most don't and will not.
Yep.
I mean, we got Altadena is a special place, man.
For sure.
It really is.
That's
sure.
why we
With
love
some
it.
very special people.
Yep.
Very special people.
Yeah. So
And,
it was awesome. It was an awesome
Fight.
event.
Mhm.
Awesome event, and well done, Seema. Zaire was there,
Okay.
and he gave some words of encouragement and updates and everything. It was a cool event. I'm so glad we made it. We don't make much,
Right.
because where we are right now, everything's a freeway or a long street route.
Freeway with traffic.
With
That's
traffic
the key.
both ways.
Because it's really not that far.
Yeah.
But that traffic is a beast.
Yep, and it's traffic both ways. It's not like it used to, where
Exactly.
you could go against traffic. You always are going with traffic, regardless of where you're going now.
Unless it's like 3 a.m. or something, then you might be okay.
Right, but then you'll have an accident, and you got to then take the
Right.
streets.
Like there was today, right on the other side of the wall here. There was a fire, a truck that was on fire,
Man,
and the whole freeway was blocked. But anyway,
Yeah.
you're right. If you don't mind, can I ask the girls' reaction?
the girls' reaction was, it seemed like they were a little. I think they enjoyed seeing their neighbors and their neighbors seeing them and kind of sharing hugs and things. There wasn't a lot of kids there.
Got you.
But that's how our block ended up kind of evolving into. There was very few kids on the block at that point. We all were adults at that point. But so
So it
only
wasn't
one of
as meaningful, probably.
yeah. Well, no, I think they really enjoyed it. My daughters, I know, enjoyed it. There was also like little keychains that they had for us to take that said Lost Floors, and I believe it had a bear on it. And then there was snacks. There was snacks, hot chocolate and stuff. So the girls had a decent time. I think they enjoyed going up. My wife and kids and I, on the 7th, we just went out to dinner, and we kind of just had a conversation about, thanking each other and appreciating everybody remaining strong and supporting each other through this past year and stuff. So I think they appreciate it. I'm sure they're reflecting today. But I sometimes feel that my kids, they do based off of my wife and I's reaction to certain things and what we get from it. Like I think they kind of want to see the joy that we get from things, or the pleasure from that type of event, for them to kind of receive it as well. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think it does.
But I'm sure they had a good time, other than it being cold.
I bet it was up there too, especially when the sun went down and it was breezy.
Yeah.
It was so windy and cold last night.
Yeah, and it's just, let me tell you, the 7th and the 8th were just like crazy, right? Just the wind, right?
It's like how ironic, right?
Yeah, it could be cold, but even on top of that, crazy thing is on the 7th, the morning of the 7th and the morning of the 8th, when my daughter's being picked up to go to school, there's a coyote where we are right now that like was just present. And it's just like, for real, like even the coyote is like gonna try to make this appearance, on the
Oh, because it was like
anniversary.
what used to happen up there.
Yeah,
Right.
God,
it was just crazy that
wow.
that even nature, made its presence like, nah, we all still in this together. That's
Right.
kind of how I felt. Like, we still connected too.
Did it kind of be like, what's up, man?
Right, yeah. Hey, you from Las Flores?
That's comedy. I love it, man.
But yeah,
Did you address him as Wiley? Hey, what's up, Wiley?
Wiley.
I should have, man.
I'm glad you had
Yeah.
an opportunity to do that. I hope more, like somebody said it, either you or Brian, maybe even Tony or everybody. I hope more blocks get a chance to do something like that, because I know it would be very helpful and healing. Bring a lot of emotion, of course,
Yeah,
but a step in the right direction of
Yeah.
healing and getting folks back,
yeah.
so to speak. No, that's a good thing, man.
When we
Okay.
left Las Flores, we took a quick trip across Las Flores and over to Aunt Paula's house, for us to just see that progress. I mean, they got walls on the outside.
Yeah, they're
You
gonna
know.
be done by April.
Yeah, she'll be moving in April.
And then Robin and Mike are gonna come by for the game night.
Yeah,
For-
they
for
said
spades
they
and
coming.
dominoes.
They said they coming for the game night.
That's dope.
With regards to that piece, I want to let y'all know, and I'm gonna let y'all know right now on the show that while we were filming that, they asked if anybody had anything else they wanted to say, and so I took the opportunity to give the shout out to y'all
Oh,
and
really?
Altadena Talks and the importance
you.
of what you guys have done for the community and for me. And our family, and so I gave that information, and my gut feeling is at some point that's showing up, but I made it a point to make sure that you guys were acknowledged and they were made aware of your importance in the community. All of the information you guys share, and the resources, and the love, and the gift cards and the day of things, all of that
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
is essential. It was essential for us to
You
get.
hear that, Jim? You hear that?
Thank you, Marcus.
That's very-
Yeah, no,
Did you
and
hear
so
that,
I was.
Jim?
I didn't want to tell you guys because I really was hoping that
You
it
get
made
ready to
it.
get muted again. Go ahead, Marcus.
I didn't want to tell you guys, ahead of time, because I really wanted it to. I really was hoping that it would make the piece, and for you guys to have that little surprise, nice surprise,
He does it every
self-imposed,
time.
self-imposed.
Right.
Does it every time. So, so this is what I do want to address. Thank you so much, Marcus, for not only mentioning us, but what you said and sharing with us today, your heart and the heart of the West Las Flores people. Appreciate that so much. I'm so happy to see so many in Altadena, the blocks and the block captains doing gatherings like this at this time of year, because it is a year later, right?
Mhm.
And the ironic part about it is this is the 9th. So the fire started the 7th, the 8th is when most of Altadena was burned down. But today is the beginning, I think, a year ago of the shock.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do? Where do
Yeah.
we go? Where do we get information? So I'm appreciative of you coming on this day
Mhm.
to talk about that. And I'm thankful that a year later, we're here still and doing what we do. It's almost a year since when people sent me inboxes of me on, I think it was Channel 4 News, NBC, where I was out with Team Rubicon giving out sandbags to people because we were about to have the rains, right? And I was like, oh, wow. I knew that they had interviewed me, but that's the first time Team Rubicon realized that I was serving, being from Altadena, serving from my hometown, and was impacted, where my family lost 2 homes, my parents and my sisters. And so they literally found me and contacted me after seeing me on the news that day as the strike team lead, right? And then did the other, program or show on me and started following me around and all this stuff. But I think today is significant that you came on, that yes, you all had your gathering, but today is still or this next week is still a very impactful week that we should be mindful of the emotions of people, and that this is very triggering, and people even like Brian, right? Like you said, he can't go to any of these events because it's just too much for him.
Yeah.
So for us to be mindful that he might pop off, right?
Yeah.
Not like he popped off the show right now, but he might pop off because he's triggered. Yeah. And he may say something that later he has to come back and say, oh, let me, apologize or whatever. And so we need to give people some grace right now, because it is a very, very challenging time a year later. Not just the day that the fire started or yesterday when a lot of people realized their properties were gone, but now today, where do I live? What do I do? I don't have any clothes. I don't have this. I got to call insurance. How do I do this? That kind of today is almost the kickoff of that, right?
You're right.
So just want to really acknowledge people and where they are today, and hope that they're able to get through this, I know that they will, but I hope they find their strength and their peace as they walk through this also of the beginning of another year of something. So so thank you for sharing that.
Real quick before you go,
comments that's on the screen from
that's what I was going to say. Go ahead.
It says, in rebuilding Altadena, will your group be proactive in designing and constructing new houses with environmentally safe, fire-resistant building materials? Our group, we are not builders, Mackie. We are Altadenians who love our community, who provide this platform, this podcast now for almost a year next Friday as a resource. But if you are on YouTube,
could that have been for Marcus though?
Go to our site that you're watching on now, and you can type in builders in Altadena Talks, and you will see all the builders that we've had come on, so that people can find out who is available to help them design and construct their houses, their rebuilt houses. And then we even had someone on yesterday who was in the rebuild process, and he showed us, we looked at lots of photos, and he talked through the steps of permitting. He talked through the steps of delays that happened, because delays do happen. There was a rain delay. Rain came and they were about to pour the foundation, so they had to wait for the dirt to dry from mud. He talked about the density test of all the dirt that was brought in, and how after it's compacted, the county will come and test it to make sure it's dense enough so that when the foundation is laid 5, 10, 20 years from now, it won't, because of earthquakes or natural settling of dirt, it won't crack. Your house won't have, structural issues or whatever. So we are, now that people are in the rebuilding process, bringing people on to discuss that. We have brought some of the builders back. We will continue to. We've had people on that talk about alternatives to the normal fire sprinklers, this sonic fire, which is sound wave technology that is coming to California. It's been out all over the world, but hopefully it gets approved to go in homes here. Mm-hmm. So if you look under any of our 258 episodes and search builders or any other term, if we have done a show on it, then you will find that. If you want to see what the LA County Assessor said, that's the June 12th, 2025 episode, but you can type in LA County Assessor or Jeff Prang. If anything you want to hear about from the Army Corps of Engineers, Colonel Sonny Avichal coming on in May, anything that you want to know that you can think of a search term, search that under our YouTube channel. And if we have done a show on it or spoken about it, then it will be there. So, But we specifically are not builders or designers and will not be constructing new houses. Yes, there are environmentally safe, fire-resistant building materials that we have spoken about, including yesterday, that are required by the state of California. We talked about Zone 0 a little bit yesterday and all of that. So we won't be, but there are plenty that we've brought on that are able to help people.
I want to approach this question from a different angle. In by chance, if this was for Marcus, in case he was asking about Marcus's block group, if they're
Oh.
going to actually be working proactively in the designing and constructing of the new houses with environmentally safe and resilient building materials. Tony kind of addressed the fact that all homes that are rebuilt at this point are going to have that kind of stuff, just to be up to code. But one of the conversations that we had very early in this process was talking about blocks, kind of getting together and possibly utilizing, similar contractors so they can, for scale of work so that multiple properties can be done at the same time. But another conversation was a discussion about how the homes are going to rebuild and what the structures might be. And I'm going to ask Marcus, just in case this was for him as well, did anybody discuss like the plans on like what style of home they're going to rebuild? Is it going to be similar to what there was before, or is anybody going to modify it? And did they talk about any of the kind of materials that they might utilize? And
You're on mute.
Or no? Couldn't
No?
hear you for some reason.
Oh.
It's not muted.
It was very low or unmute something.
Oh, I'm not sure what happened.
Me either.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we
Yes,
can.
now.
Okay. So many. I haven't attended a lot of the block meetings, but I do know that type of thing is probably being discussed there with regards to the different materials and the different requirements. I do know that from everybody that I know that I was able to talk to yesterday, they're pretty much wanting to build back similar to what they had.
Gotcha.
And then of course they're gonna want something that's gonna be able to withstand something that we went through,
Yeah.
or be more of a defense against it.
Mhm.
I don't think anything could withstand it, honestly, if if we have all that heat coming. But
Right.
I know that everybody's trying to do their best to set the rebuild up for longevity and to keep the neighborhood safe as well. So
Good.
in that aspect, I think that everybody's gonna be conscious of the materials that they're using and wanting to have a safe community in case there's something that occurs in the future that they can prevent from the entire block being lost.
Right.
But
I'm curious.
that's a good point, and I know that the block is they're sticking together. They're committing to rebuild. Everybody that was
That was
there,
gonna be my next question.
yeah, everybody there that was there is rebuilding or willing. There's one that's kind of teetering on whether or not to rebuild or to sell it to someone that they were renting it to.
Oh, okay.
To keep it in Altadena. So and that was encouraging. To have that conversation with that neighbor, to know that even if she doesn't return to the property, she's willing to sell it to their tenants that were there at the time of the fire, to give them that opportunity to remain in Altadena and on the same block that they were residing on. So all of that is inspiring and encouraging to hear from, again, Altadenians. Like this is how even the landlord is looking after the tenant, and I know that hasn't always been the case, like
True.
after the fire. But here's one example that's exactly what's going on.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so everything about yesterday was inspiring and encouraging. That Altadena, at least the Las Flores, is going to remain intact. You
Thank
know
you.
what I'm saying?
That is so cool. Thank you so much for sharing.
I want to take a minute to just say thank you to everyone that is or has been watching today that we see in the chat. Andrea Morseberg, the classic Ash, thank you. Mackie, obviously, Mackie Samuels, thank you. And thank you for all the questions. Marcus Betts, not only did you have some questions, but you jumped on in, which we love. Thank you. Martha Gonzalez. Let's see who else. Oh, Michelle White. Hi, Michelle. Michelle White is amazing. I don't know if she's still on here or not, but Michelle is part of the Eden Fire Collaboratory, but is the founder of Neighborhood Servants. That's what I call it, Neighborhood Servants. We have to bring Michelle on and highlight her, the work she has done in the community before the fire, but even now with the fire, since the fire, post-fire, Michelle's been amazing. I need to text her today and be like, hey, when can I get you on? Hard Press Graphics, thank you so much for joining us today. Sharia Moore, 35. Thank you for joining us today. Our daily tier joined us today. Kimberly Green.
What's up, Kim?
AG.
How'd you do on the parade, Kim?
And let's see. Oh, Char Leon, thank you for joining. And she has a comment that says, great talks as always. Thank you all. And do your best to have a happy new year full of progress and prosperity. We appreciate that, Char. Stacy J is watching. And yeah, Marcus, thank you. This has been an amazing. Welcome back, Brian. We're so glad you're here with us. We know that this is a challenging week as well. And but we're glad you were able to pop back in. And yeah, this has been good. We were talking mainly about the weekend events, but then had some other items come up, and we're able to pull you in, Marcus, really quickly to share that. If you want Jamal to put those pictures up, I can quickly just roll through those. I don't know if you downloaded them or not, but the grocery outlet, that commemorative anniversary event for the 1 year since the Eaton Fire, happened Wednesday night on the 7th, and it was phenomenal. There had to have been probably 3,000 people there, and they took a moment on stage to honor the 19 people who lost their lives in Altadena. They had 19 interfaith clergy members who each had a photo of someone who lost their life. And on the back of the photo, it was in a photo holder. So they held the pictures and they had the mic and read off their name, because they put the name, their age, and their address on the back. So they read off the name, the age, and then instead of the full address, they read off the street that they were on. And then we had a moment of silence where we turned on our flashlights, and it was incredible, absolutely incredible. The Altadena Theater Company came and did a couple songs, Lean on Me and something else, but there was catered food. There were officials there like John Herbedian, Assemblymember Herbedian, and Senator Sasha Renee Perez was there. And that's when I first got there, right about 5 o'clock. I was running super late. And
do you want the videos too, or just the pictures?
Do the pictures, I think.
Okay.
I think I just sent you a bunch of stuff, whatever was in my phone. So sorry about that.
No worries.
And because we're already over an hour, almost an hour and a half, so I don't want to prolong, us any longer. But yeah, it was really beautiful. And what I would do, even though we said we'd look at it, I will share, if people would like to see it, the video that happened, that myself, Rhonda Carson, and Stacey Andrews were in, and others in cameos that Ebony did. As many know, the three of us were honored as community crusaders by Ebony in the Power 100 in November. And then there was a follow-up where Ebony called and said, Tony, we would like to interview you for a short, it was supposed to be a clip, but by the time they finished with the three of us that day, they said, no, this is going to be a full movie. And so it is like 20 minutes long, but it was emailed to us 2 days ago, and it took me almost all day to be able to watch it. And I did. And I've watched it twice and cried through all of it, obviously. And then Rhonda Carson, who we all know and went to school with, and then Stacey Andrews as well. Her and her husband Thomas were in it, and it just walks through, either that day, the aftermath. They took us all each to our lots. That is when we had the moment of silence for those 19 that were remembered, and we all turned on our flashlights on our phones. And you cannot see the full crowd from there, but from where I was standing all the way north to that green street light, which is Mendocino, there were people standing all the way. And then to the west of me to Lake, and then to the east of me in the parking lot. So easy, there were, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe even more, thousands of people there. But like you said, Marcus, the hugs, the smiles, the love. My Jody, my parents' neighbor, had this sign that said Wapello neighbors, and so they could, find each other.
Yeah.
Saw my sister there. I was looking for my parents, didn't see them. But then when I turned down Lake, right by the Jack in the Crack, my mom called me. She was like, "You made the light. We were right behind you. We didn't." I was like, "Oh, I've been looking for y'all." But when I say I'm shady, I had planned on being there about 4:30. So I was on a work call that wound up having me until 4:20. So I got off and I was like, "Oh, I got to get out there." Got on the freeway. I thank God that it was pretty clear. And instead of me going to Lake or taking New York to Lake, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go on the cut in the back streets," right? So I went up Altadena Drive to Midwick and across to Mendocino. And as I got to Mendocino, almost at Lake, about 2 or 3 houses in, I just found a driveway, because there are lots, but they're just driveways, right? And I was like, I'm parking right up here in this driveway. And I parked far enough so that if the owners came, they could park behind me or whatever. Nobody was there when I got out. But I was like, when I tell you there was no parking for miles, because all the way to the country club, cars were parked down there on Mendocino, and all up and down Maiden Lane and Lake and everywhere. So I was like, I can't park and walk this far, so I'm gonna go find a driveway, which is what I did. But I'm grateful that, the owners weren't like, "Get out of our driveway" type thing or whatever. But it was a phenomenal event to have people together so that they could hug, so that they could talk, see their neighbors. And people came from far and wide, I believe. So yeah. So that's it.
Yeah,
Wow,
it was it's it's a year. It's a year that it is now done. And it's a new chapter 2026. So let's just write chapter 2026, full of positivity, progress, and togetherness, and strength in numbers, strength in unity, and just keep going forward. We can't forget. We even if we try, we can't.
No.
But we all need to appreciate the strength, the endurance that we've had to this point. None of it was easy for any of us to go through.
Right.
But we've somehow made it. We made it look beautiful in the manner in which we've gotten through this past year. So let's proceed. Let's go forward and let's stay together. And keep encouraging and checking in on each other, and in time we'll see it all happen again. We'll see it all back, and there's gonna be those block parties and everything else going on.
Yeah. Great word, man. Thank you for sharing. We're almost an hour and a half in. This is a great show.
Time to say toodles.
So that is what we're going to do. Hopefully you guys participate in some of these events this weekend. Have a great rest of your Friday and an amazing weekend, and tune in on Monday for a recap of what happened. Thank you all. Peace.
God bless. Have a great weekend.
One love.